Alright, ladies and gents, welcome to this new alert. I say new, but the DLC dropped, or the episode dropped like a week ago. I think I alt-tabbed her, so my game's frozen. Hello? I'm doing post-commentary. Oh, okay, it is. Doing this video because both for the duo and alert, I've noticed a lot of people don't really seem to understand what to do. And so I just want to make a video to help with the mechanics. This is regular. Not elite. I am too scared to try elite, honestly. Although I think for the alert, it's still fairly doable. The main issue, mechanics-wise, is the last boss here. In regular, you don't really die if you fuck up the mechanics. But it's annoying to see people constantly fuck up, so yeah. For that reason, I just want to go over mainly the last boss, but I decided, hey, I'll just record everything and... we'll just go over everything. Yeah. For the first segment of this, until you go to the murder machine, it's just ads. So I'm gonna skip through this part, and then I'll come back to you when we're at murder machine. Okay, so the first segment of this alert is not really a boss, the murder machine segment, and it is actually fairly easy. You have 3 stages, so you see that big thing in the middle, that's what everything revolves around. Maybe break all of the League Hall stuff so you can have some more visibility. Basically what you do is you'll see ads spawn, and you just gotta kill them. And then when that wave of ads is done, you'll be able to interact with the big pillar thing. We have a tank and a healer, which I would recommend for the first couple of weeks. Until everyone's high CR, I would definitely just run with both. So 2 DPS, tank, and heal. But later on, you can probably do it without a tank. For us, I think it actually sped everything up, because we have a really good tank who just grouped ads. So you see, we killed the first set of ads, we upload the virus, and it'll go to 33%. Then we'll get another set of ads. You'll see these apocalyptian things as well. Be careful not to step in them because it'll stagger you for like a couple of seconds. So just avoid those. But besides that, you just burn ads. So as you see right here, we're just killing ads. And then eventually when they're all dead, you'll be able to interact with one of them. And then you'll be able to interact with the big pillar. So my burn is not as high as I want it to be because I'm still working on getting my artifacts up, my skill points up. But yeah, so you see the ad over here, you just cog on them, and then cog on the other one as well. And then you can upload the murder machine thingy, it'll go to 66%. And then this is, I guess, the closest it gets to a boss. It basically spawns all these tentacles. I think it's also gonna spawn a couple of ads, there's some turrets, you can just avoid all of that. Our tank grabbed them, just to make it a bit easier, but what you wanna do is burn the tentacles down. And then after a while, it'll start a timer. And every tentacle that isn't killed and hit a cog on will regenerate full HP. So you want to kill it and hit a cog. If you see the timer's almost running out, just try to focus on whichever tentacle is lowest on HP, like we did there, and then hit a cog, and then you can just focus on the rest afterwards. With the tank and a healer, you should be able to do this in 2 attempts. So they'll regenerate once, but yeah. As you see here, the timer starts, but we have plenty of time to hit all 3 cogs. Avoid those apocalyptian things, obviously, because you'll be staggered. You'll basically fall through the portals. And then when you're done with the entire thing, all you have to do is just break the big pillar. I'm going to skip the next ads, and then we'll get back to the second boss. Alright, so now we've arrived at the hardest boss in this alert. what you want to do is not what I did. Don't use your Neo Venom. You can use your allies, your sidekicks, and all that stuff, but don't use a Neo Venom boost or like a Berserk, because very soon into the fight, as you see right here, he's gonna stun everyone and pull them in. So if you use Neo Venom or Berserk or whatever the electricity one supercharges, you're just gonna lose out on damage because you'll be stunned. The big thing with this boss is that you need to kill him. You don't need to kill the side bosses. So right now, it's just him and then a couple of Dark Robins, but he'll also spawn like the Merciless, the Drowned, Red Death. You don't really need to kill them. If you have a tank, tank can pull them in, which is very pleasant because they could do a ton of damage to you if they're aggroed on you. But yeah, again, we had a tank, we had a good heal, so we're good. And then the big main mechanic is the gas. It'll just say like either avoid the gas or stay in it to not take any damage, so you'll just have to listen. But yeah, as you can see in the run, even if you take damage from the gas, which is usually gonna happen, I found that if you have a healer who has like 80 level artifacts, you should be able to just survive. They can just put a shield on, have some heals on you, and you should be good. The main damage I'm taking right now is from the side bosses, but again, you don't really see them do a lot of damage. Also, that big attack that Batman Who Laughs does is not blockable. You'll take the same amount of damage whether you block or not, so you shouldn't really have to block it, or you shouldn't really pay attention to blocking that. But yeah, this boss is just, you know, damage. It doesn't have any invulnerability stages besides when he does his big attack, so use everything you have on him. This is the last actual DPS boss, so yeah, there's not much to say about him. There is one feat where you have to kill all the side bosses, I think. But yeah, that's an entirely different story. I guess one thing you could watch out for the side bosses' attacks, like Red Death does his super speed thing near you, so you just gotta avoid him. Merciless has a cone attack, which you can avoid very easily, and then the Drowned, I'm not sure how to avoid the Trident attack, the Aqualance one, but shouldn't do all too much damage. Tanking the boss like this works perfectly fine, but I've also seen a strat where you can just tank him in a corner. Not entirely sure what the big difference is. I tried putting on my combat parser here to show you the damage I was doing, but sadly I don't have a 10-second parse on, so you'll see the damage I did at the end of the boss though. Yeah, so here, no point in blocking. You see I took 72k damage. I take 72k whether I block or not. And we're almost done. At this point, you know, you can use your allies and stuff to just nuke them down. There's not much to it. Again, this boss is like, it's just mainly about DPS. You see how I dodged the Merciless attack? It didn't even do damage because we killed him before. This boss is just about doing damage and about surviving. So the only thing we really need is a healer here. I don't think you can do it without a healer, personally, but you know, maybe, who knows. Then we get to the actual difficult part for some people, even though it should be fairly easy, but I'll explain this to the best of my ability. Basically, he'll do mini games, and in between the mini games, he'll spawn like mini versions of himself. And I think the mini games are always in the same order, but I'm not entirely sure. Either way, it shouldn't matter. The mechanics are always the same. So this first game is like Simon Says, just a way easier version. So you'll see an icon above his head. Right now, you see that beg icon, and he also says, like, Mxy says beg. So all you gotta do is look at your loadout slot and do the attack, or do the thing that he says you should do. So two of our teammates didn't really realize what they had to do. But just the easiest thing, like, if it says beg, for example, I can see how some people can be confused between beg and cower, or like cower and dance, maybe. But just look at the icon. Like, you see the guy sitting on his knees. And if you look at the loadout slot, there's only one of them, and that's my third. So just use that one. Just literally look at the icon above his head and then do the exact same thing on your loadout slot. The only tip I can really give is just pay attention to the icon above him. It's not much to it. Does this 3 times? So we'll have one more time. And I think not a single time everyone did it right. I haven't actually had a run where everyone does it right. So you see laugh, which is the first one. First one, laugh. And again, like, pretty much everyone fucked it up. And then for the next segment, I asked my group to let me do it, because you can do this on your own. If only one person knows the mechanic, you should just let that one person do it. But as you'll see in a second, the one teammate that wasn't in our league actually like fucked it up. So what you want to do is smash the dice. It doesn't matter who does this. You can throw them, you can smash them, and you'll get 2 numbers. We got a 3 and a 2, which means if you combine them, that's 5. All you have to do is hit a cog on 5 different turrets. So as I did right here, 5, it doesn't matter which ones, just hit any 5, and then you kill the side ads. But if you paid attention, our teammate actually hit a cog on the 6th one, and he fucked it up. So that's why I said SMH in chat. Now I think we got 2 and 4. Yeah, we got 2 and 4, which means you have to hit 6 turrets, which is the only way you can't fuck it up, basically. Because, you know, every turret needs to be hit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, if the mechanic is done and you've killed the little MXI thingies, you have to actually destroy the turrets, but only do that once the timers have run out. And then for the next fight, it's very easy. You just have to kill presents. You can't kill all 16 in one, so whenever they drop, just kill as many as possible. If you don't kill the presents, it's gonna spawn ads, and sometimes when you kill the presents, it's also gonna spawn ads. And then the only other thing here is you gotta watch out for the balls that drop. But if you have a healer, especially nature, you can just put a dot heal on. Sorry, a hot heal on, and a shield, and you'll be fine. And then once you smash all 16 presents, like we did, the fight is over. So this is very easy. Just for the first fight, pay attention to what he has above his head. For the second fight, only hit a cog on the amount of turrets that the dice is combined to. So it's always going to be in between 2 and 6, because you have a combination of 2 dices. Hope that helps. If there's still any questions, please ask me, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.